bizarre coincidence that completely flipped my life upside down. It started like any other evening. I had just finished a long day at work, walking home through the usual route, my mind still occupied with thoughts about deadlines and meetings. The streets were crowded with people heading home, the buzz of the city alive around me. But then something stopped me in my tracks. I was passing by a small bookstore I'd walked past 100 times before when something caught my eye. A book, placed on the window display, seemed oddly familiar. The cover was simple, yet it drew me in. I didn't think much of it, but as I kept walking, something in me urged me to turn around. It was like a strange pull, a sense of urgency I couldn't explain. I entered the store without knowing exactly why, walked to the window, and picked up the book. My hands trembled as I read the title, The Path We Take. The name was unsettlingly familiar, like I had seen it somewhere before, but I couldn't place it. I opened the first page and froze. It was my name. Not just my first name, but the name of the person I had been 3 years ago, my maiden name. I flipped through the pages, each one more surreal than the last. The story was eerily similar to my life, so much so that it felt like reading my own biography. From the awkward childhood memories to the college years, everything was there. Things I had never shared with anyone. The worst part? The author's name, Lily Roberts. I was speechless. The book still in my hands as I struggled to breathe. Lily Roberts, my estranged cousin. I hadn't seen her in years. The last time we spoke, she had disappeared after a huge fallout with the family. No one knew where she went, not even her parents. But now I was holding a book written by her, a book about my life, my experiences, things she couldn't possibly have known. I bought the book, my hands shaking as I paid and rushed home. That night, I sat on my bed reading every page, every detail. It was as if she had watched me from a distance, following my every move, documenting my life. The details were too precise to ignore, and I couldn't stop reading, even as the weight of what I was learning sank deeper. She had been tracking my every decision, my relationships, even the smallest, most intimate moments. Then I reached the last chapter. The words there sent a shiver down my spine. It was about a secret she knew about me. One I had never told anyone, a secret that only my closest friends knew. In that chapter, Lily described the night I had been involved in a car accident, the night I almost lost my life. She wrote about my emotions, the guilt I carried for months, how it had affected my career and relationships. But the most disturbing part, she described it as though she had been right there with me, watching from the shadows, knowing everything I was going through. I hadn't even realized she had been that close to me, even at my lowest. But it didn't stop there. The book ended with a cryptic line. One day, you'll find the truth, but by then, it will be too late. That was the last line of the book, and it left me paralyzed. I tried to contact her, but the number I had for her was disconnected. I reached out to family members who had known her, but no one had heard from her in years. It was as if she had vanished again, leaving behind only the book with its haunting truths. That night, as I lay awake, I realized that the coincidence wasn't the fact that I had found the book. It was that Lily had somehow known everything about me, everything I had buried deep inside. The coincidence flipped my world upside down, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was still being watched, that the secrets she held over me would haunt me forever.